Last week, Sony went all in with their PlayStation 5 reveal event, dropping a deluge of PS5 information rather than in more frequent, smaller drops as Microsoft has mostly successfully done so far. Sony certainly pulled off something huge. It has since become the most watched gaming stream in YouTube's history, erasing much of Microsoft's hard-earned momentum in one fell swoop. So the question for Team Xbox becomes, what now? Winning the price battle would be a good start. The general consensus in the developer community thus far seems to be that the Series X will have more overall power and run in higher resolutions at higher frame rates, while the PS5's custom SSD seems primed for faster loading times and asset streaming. Though that might suggest that the Xbox will be more expensive, Xbox boss Phil Spencer said that Microsoft will remain agile on pricing, implying that he has the backing of Microsoft executives to undercut Sony's prices regardless of Microsoft's cost in an effort to regain market share.
We're getting incredible support from Microsoft. Satya Nadella, my boss, the CEO, Amy Hood, the CFO, they're very linked in to what our plans are. And we're going to make sure we stay agile on our pricing and that we have a good plan going into launch.
A competitive price plus more overall power in the box would go a long way towards winning gamers back. At worst, it can't be a penny more than Sony's PS5 Digital Edition. In addition, Microsoft has great gamer-friendly services like Xbox Game Pass, Smart Delivery, and backwards compatibility. Xbox needs to shout that from the rooftops from here on out, starting at July's first-party Xbox Series X game showcase. Consumers should be reminded that they can play Halo Infinite and a bunch of other games without needing to buy anything else the day they bring their console home. But none of those services ultimately matter without great games, something to rival the masterpiece level games that Sony has delivered time and again this generation, and Microsoft hasn't done since the Xbox 360 days.
Do you think we'll ever meet them?
Not yet.
It's not just a first-party situation either. Sony seems to have no issue with luring third-party developers to its platform with timed exclusivity deals for games like Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghostwire Tokyo, and Deathloop. Given this, I would argue that there's more riding on that July showcase than there's ever been for another event in the entire history of Xbox. Microsoft now counts 15 studios in its first-party stable. That outnumbers Sony's roster, but delivering on the quality is the trickier part. Halo remains the biggest property Microsoft has, but its reputation has suffered since Microsoft parted ways with Bungie, most recently because of an extremely disappointing campaign in Halo 5. As such, here's what could happen at the July event to win back that lead in the console race. Halo Infinite needs to prove once and for all that 343 Industries can deliver the series' first 10 out of 10 level game since Halo 3, as the studio looks to reinvent Halo for arguably the first time ever. Ninja Theory's Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, which is the most Sony-like game we've seen from Xbox Game Studios so far. We need to see actual gameplay as impressive as that blindsiding reveal trailer was. The initiative is either creating a new IP or rebooting Perfect Dark, depending on who you talk to. It is time to find out which it is, and the answer has to be impressive. Playground Games, the incredibly accomplished studio responsible for Forza Horizon, spun up a second team that looks set to reboot Fable. This might be the biggest dormant IP that Microsoft is sitting on. This one could be huge. A next-gen Fable running on Playground's 4-season open-world game engine, anyone? The type of showstopper that will make people pay attention. Obsidian Entertainment, arguably the most high-profile of Microsoft's new teams, has at least one major project, almost certainly an RPG, that's in the works courtesy of the Pillars of Eternity team. And don't forget Forza Motorsport 8, Rare's Everwild. We need to see it all, not just this handful, even if they're just sexy CG trailers. This is not the time for Phil Spencer to hold anything back. This is the fresh start that he and the Xbox team have been working so hard for over the past 6 years since he took over, and if he's serious about regaining the trust and enthusiasm of the core gamers that Microsoft enjoyed during the 360 era, he has to come out swinging with entirely new and amazing content. All that said, Sony still has an astronomical lead in market share. It's a lot tougher to get people to jump ship than it used to be. It's definitely possible for Microsoft to earn back some of the market share that they lost when it badly bungled its messaging and price in 2013. After all, great hardware and services play a part, obviously, but it has been and always will be about the games. Show us what you got, Microsoft. For more on the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, keep it tuned all year long right here to IGN.